What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. In this one, I'm going to give you my next Steel Path viable build on Warframe. This is going to be for Prisma Ohma. Let's get into this. Right, Prisma Ohma is a set of melee weapons you can get from Barracuda every so often, and they're really interesting weapons actually. So they're a set of tonfas, and one of the only sets of tonfas in the game, I'm pretty sure, the only ones I'm aware of. There could be others, but I guess there's normal Ohma, but other than the Ohma line, I'm not too sure if there are others, but anyway. Getting straight to the build, we've got Gemini Cross, which is the stance mod, a style exhibiting sweeping slashes and swift jabs. In the starting slots, we've got Prime Pressure Point for 165% damage. Of course, you can use normal Pressure Point, but you will have reduced damage. Amalgam Organ Shatter for 85% critical damage and 60% heavy attack wind-up speed. Again, you could use normal Organ Shatter, but you wouldn't have the wind-up speed. Galvanized Steel for 110% critical chance and times 2 for heavy attacks. On melee kill, plus 30% critical damage for 20 seconds, stacks up to 4 times, so it really helps that critical. You can, of course, use normal, where is it, Steel Fiber, I'm pretty sure. True Steel, sorry. So you can use normal True Steel, albeit you won't get the critical damage bonus, and less. Berserker Fury on melee kill, plus 35% attack speed for 10 seconds, stacks up to 2 times. There is another mod you could use, which is just normal Fury. It only gives you attack speed, and it doesn't give you as high a buff. Galvanized Reflex for 50% heavy attack efficiency on melee kill, plus 20% initial combo for 20 seconds, stacks up to 4 times. So it makes your heavy attacks more efficient, and it gives you initial stacks on your melee combos every time you get a kill, which is really good for criticals. Prime Fever Strike for 165% toxin. You can just use normal Fever Strike, but you will get less toxin damage. That will merge with Vicious Frost, 60% cold and 60% status chance. We're using this. You could again use Primed. I don't currently have the Primed version of Chill, so I can't use it. But you can use the Primed version if you want. I'm just using Vicious Frost. And Blood Rush, 40% critical chance stacks with combo multiplier. So our whole goal here is to get higher combos. Higher combos equals more criticals thanks to this, more critical damage from this, heavier wind-up attack speed, and initial combo for crits. So it all really merges together quite well. Base, we've got 63% critical chance, albeit this will go up with Blood Rush. So the higher combos you get, the more you'll have. Along with 4.1 times critical multiplier on damage, but again, that will go higher thanks to Galvanized Steel. 32% status chance, which we're not really going to hit too many statuses, but they are there. We've got Electricity, which comes with the weapon naturally anyway, and Viral, which we've put on using using Toxin and Frost, along with, of course, Impact and Slash. Its heavy attack does a good amount of damage, and the Arcane we're running is Melee Animosity. Rank 5 on melee hit, gain 42% critical chance on your next heavy attack up to 420%. This is one of the melee mods, melee Arcanes from Deimos. Can't remember the name of the area now for the life of me, but it's the secondary on Deimos, not the main one, the second one. But yeah, let's get into the mission. I'll show you what this thing can do. Alright, so we're at Oxymoko in the Void, and as per normal, I'll quickly explain why we're here before I jump into the mission. So Oxymoko in the Void is in the Void, so of course it's one of the latest game areas on the Steel Path. Not to mention, whilst you're here, you're dealing with the Corrupted, and with the Corrupted, you're dealing with enemies with just health, enemies with health and high armor, enemies with health shields and high armor, and enemies with just a lot of high armor. So it'll give you a more varied example of what your weapon / Warframe can do. Also, if you're going to use this build to try and get to level cap on Steel Path, which is level 9,999 enemies, odds are you won't. This is a viable build, hence why it's labeled as such. So I do want to point that out as well, because, again, something being viable does not necessarily mean that it will do that for you. Now, it is a little bit slow to start, but once you've got 1, maybe 2 kills, that's basically it. It then starts ripping through pretty much everything. So we're going to start shredding through. Now, I actually quite like their attack pattern, to be fair. Tonfas are really interesting, because they have decent range on them, not to mention they're really fast, especially with Fury on. Of course, I'm using Atlas Prime, which is my main tanker. I use him currently for my tank, so I can just come on here and do stuff with. He does have V-Polarity in his aura slot. He's not using Steel Charge, for anyone wondering. He used to use Steel Charge. He now uses Growing Power, because of a build I'm currently working on still. But as you can see, we're not running into any issues with anything, really, as it pertains to any kind of damage. Oh, for anyone wondering, I've got my focus built up on my Atomos, which is, of course, my secondary weapon, because Atomos is awesome and I love it. But we're going to stay in the mission long enough to get to the Acolyte, just so you guys can see what this does to the Acolyte. Spoiler alert, if we've got a decent amount of combo at the time, it will rinse the Acolyte. So that's a big fat pile of boom. There we go. Now the cool thing is, with stuff like heavily armored units, because of our critical chance being absolutely wombo comboed into the heavy attack, you can basically just build up your combos as much as you want, and then go ahead and use heavy attack pretty much as you want at that point. I just don't rely on the heavy attack, so you guys can see what damage we're doing with just the normal attacks. That's that one done. So more and more enemies keep appearing. You know what? I'm okay with that. Boom. There we go. Hello. Goodbye. Just gonna get my focus. Thank you very much. But this is like really cool because tonfas are, I mean, my only exposure to tonfas really are in like Japanese martial arts movies. You don't really see them being used that much. But they're such a unique weapon that I feel like they should be showcased more. Like, I feel like there should be like Ohma Prime. I don't think there is, so if there is, then it's me being ignorant, but I don't think there is. Awesome, Acolyte coming in. Easy enough. Quick enough too. It's really early today. Let's go, Acolyte. Hello. So, heavy attack. Boom. There goes most of his health. And he's dead. That's how quickly you can rinse through the Acolyte with these. Like, you absolutely shred the Acolyte, and it just gives him no chance of reprisal at all. Like, they're really solid for rinsing through. But yeah, that's the Prisma Ohma. Let me know what you think about this weapon in the comments down below, because I'm always interested to hear your guys' opinions on the weapon. Let me know what you think of the build, what you would do to change it personally. I'll take a look. I always read all my comments, so feel free to leave one. Let me know how you would change the build, you know, what you would want to do with this. But yeah, that's going to be it for the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget you can support the channel completely for free just by liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps that YouTube algorithm. Don't forget you can also support the channel even further by becoming a channel member from as little as 99 pence per month. Any and all money through YouTube and Twitch goes straight back into my content for new gear, new stuff like that. So any help that way would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget you can also join me when I do go live for live streams. I stream on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. So if you want to see my live streams in short form, feel free to follow me here on YouTube or on Instagram, where I do stream the shorts feed. But at the same time, I do stream in full 1080p on Twitch. So feel free to join me on my Twitch. The link is in the description below.